Hello everyone again. I am James Gover, student number is 0976481. I'm the police officer in this conference. I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. Can we start off with everyone introducing themselves with their student number and their relevance in this issue?
Hi, my name is Taranjeet Lil. I'll be one of the victims today. My student number is 0813036.
Hello, I'm Abby Anderson. My student number is 094511, and I'll be playing the mother.
Hi, I'm Alexis Tonks. My student number is 0891390, and I'll be playing the victim whose truck was stolen.
Hello, my name is Brianna Gillingham. My student number is 0936139, and I will be playing the young offender.
Hello, I'm Spencer Allis. My student number is 0840559. I'll be playing the father.
Okay. The reason we are all here today is to hold a conference and discuss the theft and damage of a motor vehicle committed by Brianna. At this moment, Brianna has been charged and submitted a guilty plea in court. Today we will discuss and hopefully come to an understanding of why Brianna stole the vehicle, how her actions affected the victims, and how we're going to move forward. This conference is an attempt to find ways to fix the harm done, and the sanctions given to you, Brianna, are to support that idea. However, due to the severity of the offense, there is no promise that the sanctions provided in this meeting will be the only punishment handed to you. A judge may still wish to take it further. However, your cooperation in this will certainly affect any possible future punishments. So a conference is defined under Section 2 of the YCGA. It states that a conference means a group of persons who are convened to give advice in accordance with Section 19. This can sound confusing. It essentially means that we are gathered here to discuss what happened and to make a decision on how to move on. The government approves of these types of conferences as an extrajudicial measure and provides guidelines with the Youth Criminal Justice Act. The YCGA consists of many guidelines on how the law treats youth such as yourself with extra sensitivity throughout criminal proceedings. As I said, this conference is a form of extrajudicial measures that I, as a police officer, along with the youth court judges, have to consider before proceeding. Extrajudicial measures and the definition can be found in the YCGA. Section 2 provides us with the definition of extrajudicial measures. They are measures other than judicial proceedings under this act used to deal with a young person alleged to have committed an offense and includes extrajudicial sanctions. People in law enforcement need to make an effort to avoid sending kids through the court system. However, as you know, due to the severity of your case, you ended up in court and decided to make a plea of guilty and participate in this conference. History has taught us that sentencing kids to custody only lacks effectiveness or noticeable rehabilitation. It often increases recidivism rates by labeling youths as criminals before they are mature enough to make grown-up decisions. In the YCJA, Section 19, subsection 1, permits me as a police officer to convene a conference for the purpose of making a decision. Instead of charging you without any further consideration, I decided it would be best to have this conference where everyone involved can sit down and talk about what happened, why it happened, and what your future should look like from this point on. The decision we make here today will greatly impact your future, so we need to be careful and make a conscious and well thought out decision that can give you the opportunity to learn from this and move on in an appropriate manner, as well as repair the harm done. Any questions so far? The main goals of restorative justice is to focus on the harm done by the youth and how it affected your family, the victims, and the community. It also focuses on how the behavior negatively affected the youth's relationship with everyone involved and aims to fix those relationships. Before the purpose of this conference, Therefore, the purpose of this conference is to come up with a solution that will fix the harm you have caused to the victims. Fix your relationship with them and get some reconciliation for yourself so you can move on as a better person. Now I would like to explain how the event took place from my perspective. Later, Brianna, you may tell everyone what took place that night through your perspective and give your comments on the matter. So, on August 3rd, 2020, at approximately 2 a.m., I received information from dispatch that a 2020 Ford F-150 was stolen from a home on Calgary Street. At approximately 2:30 a.m., I located the vehicle and turned on my emergency lights in an attempt to stop them. Instead of stopping, the vehicle accelerated to almost 130 kilometers per hour and continued to follow them. As the vehicle entered a wide bend, the vehicle fishtailed out of control, skipped a median, broke through 3 fences, and finally hit a retaining wall, going approximately 100 kilometers an hour. The vehicle was totaled. There were 2 girls inside, Brianna, who was driving, and her friend, who is not at this meeting today. They were both seriously injured and brought to the hospital for treatment. I can see Brianna's doing okay, now that it has been some time since. Within a reasonable time after she was in hospital and in stable condition, I charged her with taking motor vehicle or vessel or found therein without consent. Contrary to the Criminal Code Section 335, subsection 1. This can also be known as joyriding. Given Brianna's age and this being her first offense, I decided to host this conference in hopes that we can find the best possible way to correct the harm done between Brianna and the victims involved. So, Brianna, can you tell us what happened the night of August 3rd, 2020, in your own words?
It was a Friday night. I had plans to go to my friend's house, but my mom kept saying no. That's why I started to get frustrated, and I gave in and said I just have my friend over. My friend and I met up to walk back to my house, and what I thought was going to be a little walk to bring her back to my house turned out to a little joy walk where she ended up bringing a joint, thinking it was going to be fun. I was a little bit peer pressured into doing it as I just wanted to be cool and fit in with the kids at school. I never really felt accepted by the people and thought this was going to be my year. The past, I have never had any friends, and I just thought this would be a cool experience. As we were walking and we just were about to finish the joint, we had seen a super cool Ford F-150. It was my dream truck, and we started taking pictures with it in the back of the trunk. We opened up the back. My friend realized that the windows weren't too tinted so she could see inside, where she then realized that the doors were unlocked. She got on the passenger seat immediately and was calling my name. I hesitated, but I ended up going into the driver's seat. We started off just taking pictures, and then she started rummaging through the stuff and ended up finding the keys. My first instinct was not to do it, but I ended up driving the car. We thought it was going to be a fun little joyride around like the neighborhood, around the block, but that's when I found out that I was being tailed by the cops. I was already going 100 kilometers per hour, and I just panicked, and I ended up going really fast, where I went around a bend and I flew over the median, through a couple gates, and I hit into a wall, and I don't remember anything until after I woke up in the hospital. After that, it was instant regret, and I was scared that I was going to go to jail.
How do you feel this has affected everyone? Perhaps the victims involved.
I never thought any of this would happen. This isn't who I am, and it's never been who I've been. I'm the reason that the two owners of the car don't have any way to work or transportation for their kids without sharing one car, which probably makes their life a struggle. Not to mention, I almost took one of my close friends' life, and I have made my parents not trust me, and they seem to be very disappointed.
On that note, let's hear from Brianna's mother.
Constable Gover, I am the mother to Brianna, the youth who committed the offense. Brianna has always been a great kid, straight A student and very mature for her age. I don't know what got into her the night of the offense. She stated that she was going to walk to her friend's house and then come back to have a sleepover at our house. She left the house and nothing was said. Around 3 a.m. is when I got the call from Constable Gover stating Brianna had stolen a car and then proceeded to be caught up getting away from the police and ended up totaling the car by smashing into a wall. My husband and I were in bed sleeping when I received the call. It left me in shock. The repetitive questions going through my head. How did I raise my child like this? Why would she ever do this? Is this because I didn't let her have a sleepover at her friend's house? The guilt and confusion felt never ending. After discussing the situation with Constable Gover, my husband and I left right away to meet Brianna at the hospital, and that was the end of the night. I understand an apology will not fix the damage that has been done, but I would just like to apologize for my daughter's actions. I feel embarrassed to be here right now taking place in this conference. We did not raise our child like this, and on my part, I will make sure she will learn from this not only to better herself in the future, but to never be involved in another offense. I assure you she will take full responsibility for what she has done.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith. I'm sure you meant well. Don't take it too hard. We have all made slip in character here and there. We can only hope after this is over that Brianna continues to be the girl you raised. And now we can hear from Brianna's father, Spencer.
Yes, thank you, Constable Gover. Just as my wife stated, our daughter asked to go to a friend's house around 9 p.m. for a sleepover. We went to sleep, and that's when I heard my wife on the phone talking to you, Constable Gover, about the incident. After we found out that she was injured in the hospital, my wife and I rushed to the hospital to see what condition she was in. When I heard Constable Gover tell us that our daughter was the one driving the car, I was alarmed because this was very uncharacteristic of our daughter. I have no idea what she was going through her head at the time. I am very thankful that no one was killed by my daughter's mistake. There will be additional consequences for her action. I am ashamed of my daughter's actions and apologize again on her behalf.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. That was well said. We would now like to hear from the victim whose truck was stolen and destroyed on that day.
I'm Alexis, one of the owners of the stolen car. This offense really affected me financially because I had to take 2 weeks off of work until Tarnji and I could work out the insurance and purchase a new vehicle. We also live outside of the city, so we had no way of getting to work every day. Not to mention Christmas is coming up and we've been really tight on money due to COVID, so I couldn't afford to take 2 weeks off. If Brianna could help us cover some of the lost wages, that would be greatly appreciated.
I'm Tarnjeet. Me and Alexis live together. We share the truck and we split on the insurance. The offense caused both of us, I guess, a really tough financial loss and emotional strain. The truck that we got was brand new. So having them write it off was a big hit because the insurance wouldn't give us back the full amount that we paid for it. So we had to make up for the lost money so we could get a new vehicle. And our insurance premium went through the roof. It's a lot to pay for. It makes it impossible for Alexis to get to work. I had to move back to my parents' house because they live in the city. And I needed to go to work because like Alexis said, COVID's been a really big hit on work and trying to make money and save money and buy gifts for Christmas. So I moved in with my parents, and I take LTC, like the city bus. And that also is stressful for me because knowing how many people are sick with COVID, close contact like that, it would just been a lot better to have my own vehicle to be able to drive. It would make me feel a lot safer, a lot less stress. I just hope that Brianna learned a lesson from what she did and how it affected other people. And I just hope it doesn't ever happen again.
Great. So I had a question for the father. I think you mentioned you have punishments at home. What are those punishments?
punishments will be there's going to be no TV, no fun at all. She will be doing most of the chores around the house whenever she's available.
Does this involve grounding? Does she see her friends? Does she still participate in activities like social, like
She will not
sports,
be-
anything social?
She will not be hanging around with any of her friends like that, only her good ones. And she can do sports, but other than that, school and sports, and that's it.
What kind of sports?
She's really into softball, baseball, soccer too.
So is she playing anything right now, being as it's winter?
No, not at the moment. So strictly school and chores.
Does anyone have any ideas as to how Brianna can repay or fix this harm?
If she would be
Or
willing,
try.
oh,
Sorry.
if she would be willing to take care of our dogs during the day while we're at work, that would be a lot of help for us. So we don't have to pay for the boarding.
Yeah, like her parents could possibly, if you guys are okay with that, maybe come to our house and pick up the dog.
Yeah,
Or-
I picked the dog. That's
Yeah.
fine.
And yeah, that would be really helpful because I know that I'm living with my parents. Alexis is taking care of the dog by herself, and she's trying to work from home because she can't go into work. We still don't have a vehicle. So
We can definitely do something like that to make it work. Either me or Mr. Smith.
yeah, that would be super helpful.
Yes.
Is that gonna happen often enough? I heard Abby runs the Sunday school at church.
That would be good to like help volunteer, maybe like even just be there, learn something new.
Yeah, anything I can do to help you guys to repay you, I will do. I got mixed up in the wrong group of friends, and I just want to make anything I can up to you guys because I do realize what I've done in your lives. I can see the strength that you guys have in your life now because of me.
Okay. So I think it's fair. So we should make a limit of 3 months, and maybe what would be a fair amount of hours? Because someone's always going to be watching her and can sign off for how many hours she spends watching the dog or at the Sunday service.
I'd say maybe 200 hours combined with the dog sitting and the Sunday service with her parents.
In 3 months.
Should we limit
I think
it to
that's
the
a
weekend?
lot for 3 months. Like I think like 40 hours.
Well, she destroyed a car, so
I just don't really
I
think
don't
it's
think it would be
possible to
that
do
bad
that
if it took
in
her whole weekend for 3 months. Because
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
if an adult did this, they'd be serving jail sentence
Mhm.
up to, what was it, 10 years?
Mhm.
Or no,
It's
I
auto
think I'm
theft.
thinking of something different.
Should we add in like restorative justice? Like she has to go to like a group like thing every like weekend, one of the weekends?
I feel like the church camp, that would kind of
I
be
would
that.
like act as it. Okay.
Yeah, just, I don't know, I guess like you're learning something
Yeah.
else.
You get about an
Yeah.
hour. Is that just on Sundays or?
Why don't we make it like after like something after school too?
Like an after school program,
Yeah.
but she's at home.
True.
Yeah,
but,
there's
like,
not really much going on right now.
Yeah,
Or
let's just
like doing for smoking weed. For like weed.
oh,
Yeah.
I
like
feel
like
like it's hard though because everything's closed.
that's true.
Maybe she could just like at home, if she lives in the city, right?
Yeah.
We'll just, maybe she can help put the neighbor's garbage out or something on garbage day.
Okay, true. Yeah, she's only 30.
Like just like helping people. It doesn't all have to be monitored. Her parents will be there, so.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay, so how many hours? I think 200 was fair because
I think that's
over
fair.
3 months, a student who doesn't have a job and probably is doing school from home, either way, probably isn't too busy. I think 200 hours is a lot, considering a lot of that's going to be dog sitting.
Yeah, it's not
Isn't really,
dog sit.
Yeah.
Especially To be honest, her parents might be helping a lot because
Gonna be paying
pretty
for it.
young still.
So 200 hours. 200 hours of what were we saying? Dog sitting.
Dog sitting and
Paying
Sunday
neighbors
school.
too.
Sorry, one second. Trevor, can you please go upstairs?
So much them for them.
Be quiet.
Right.
Because I want to Zoom. Sorry.
That sound reasonable? Shoveling the victim's driveway when
Are they
outside of.
close together though?
Pardon?
It doesn't like. I guess it doesn't really show in the thing. I just didn't know if they live close together for them to like drive out to shovel snow because I know that.
Should you like, can we like make it like really vague and just be like help around the community when needed?
Why don't we just say like community service?
I think just garbage cleanup with your parents. You walk them together.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that would work too.
As long as it's helping out the victim,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it should be so vague just to help the community, because the victim lost their vehicle and is.
I guess yeah, there is no like dollar compensation for the difference of the money that like duped us from the insurance company. Like that's coming out of the victim's pockets now, right?
Yeah, so this is about 200 hours of essentially labor to reimburse their loss, but without actually money involved,
Mm-hmm.
because Brianna's 13. So
Well, if you think about it, boarding a dog is really expensive.
and snow removal is expensive.
Mm-hmm. So let's just
Sunday school is a good way to,
rehabilitation kind of thing.
yeah. So while being supervised during hours. Is there anything else we should add?
I think
Just
that's
cover the
a
200
lot.
hours.
I think that's good. Yeah, for a 13-year-old, that seems really pretty realistic. Oh my God. What are you doing?
Okay. So we can all agree, or maybe she should do it again, that Brianna apologized to the victims.
Should we say like written apology or something?
No, as long as we witness it.
Yeah, I guess she did it. Over
Yeah,
here.
she did. She said like she's super sorry and that she wants
Right,
to.
yeah.
She did.
Yes.
So we can sign this, that part. We have made amendments, so we can sign that as well. We're not all signing that yet.
Oh, we're not signing this part?
Not yet.
Oh.
We'll pass that around right away. But
Which part did you want the victim to sign? Oh, this was for the parents, sorry. My bad.
okay. Okay, so Brianna, you can sign a slot there. I guess we can all just sign because we're on Zoom and we can do it as we will. So we don't actually have to hand it around.
And I say like Abby Smith, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Um,
Okay, so that is it.
sweet.
We will see how it goes after 3 months. You'll probably see a judge after 3 months to get your final word on sentencing. Hopefully this does a great deal towards improving your attitude towards other people and respecting them, and hopefully it brings down your sentence, if any, if you even get a sentence after this. So, bye.
Thank you for having us today, Constable Gover.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.